So yeah, the Playboy article was very instrumental in getting a book deal. The book was Queen's Reign Supreme by Ethan Brown. Even though the author of the Playboy article was Frank Owen, he tried to offer me some kind of fuck deal to help him be a contributor on the book. And I didn't like it. He told me 10% on the back end, knowing damn well that when it comes to books, just like selling music, unless you got a real hit, there ain't gonna be no back end money. You know what I mean? So that was the okey doke, and I caught that. And so I reached out to Ethan Brown, who had tried to get me to tell my story to New York Magazine previously. And because I had accomplished the Playboy article, Ethan used my Playboy article to secure a book deal with Random House, Knopf Publishing, right, under Random House, which is major publishing house.
I'm familiar with them.
And the book received a starred review in Publishers Weekly, and it covered everything. You know, like I told you earlier, KRS said his name was Knowledge Reigns Supreme. I decided to call the book Queen's Reign Supreme, and it did well. I got 25% of the gross across the board. I had got that idea because the talent agency, which was ICM, they received 10% of the gross across the board. So I wanted to mimic what they were doing. I negotiated this without a lawyer or anything, right? And the book led to American Gangster, because at the time Nelson George and them was starting this American Gangster series. Nelson had pitched it to these people out in LA, Asylum Entertainment, and they were looking for content. And they reached out to Ethan, but he couldn't really help them because he was the writer, but I was the conduit to that world, to those people. He knew none of those people. None of them would have talked to him if it wasn't for me saying, yo, do that, right? So anyway, Ethan, he and I fell out because he did not want to introduce me to Nelson. They reached out to him. You know, of course, they thought the white dude, yeah, we get him. You know he didn't know this shit, man. What the hell? But anyway, Bill Stephanie from Stepson Records, he connected me with Nelson, and then I was a consultant on the first episode, the first year with the Fat Cat episode. And the second year, I co-produced the Supreme McGriff episode, and the third year, I fully produced the Jamaican Shower Posse episode. I also got a consultant, I did get a consultant credit. I don't know if they put it in the credits, but I brought them the Romper Room gang from DJ Vlad and Chaz Williams from New York, Black Hand. He reached out to me, and I made that happen for him as well. You know what I mean? So I had a hand in 5 episodes in that series. You know, and the thing that I want to point out, right, is that all of these companies, for the most part, are white companies, right? I don't know of any black company making black content for mainstream distribution. And after I was done working with them, I thought that I could talk to them about possibly getting a job because I'm pushing my scripts and all that shit. They got no interest in hiring us, bro. They really don't even want to pay us.
All that content you bring in relationships
All that
and all
shit.
that ain't mean nothing.
I'm going to tell you something even better, right? Right now, they're doing a Supreme Team series for Showtime. Just last week, somebody called me and put Joy Ann Reid on the phone. You know who Joy Reid is? She's the black pundit on MSNBC. She's trying to find information about the Supreme Team from me before she go get interviewed. I asked Joy. I said, are you from Queens? No. Do you know anything about the Supreme Team? No. I said, so why are you getting interviewed? She said, I don't know. See, and when white producers are producing our content, it's no longer about us. I'll tell you why Joy Reid is in the Supreme Team documentary. She's in there because she's going to promote a political narrative that's beneficial to them. The same way they got all these black people mad about this white boy that's about to get off for killing 2 white boys and shooting a 3rd one. He's a racist. Nobody black involved in this joint. But when you got these people like Joy Reid and all the rest of them, they keep telling you this is what it is. You see, what I learned is that entertainment is more than entertainment, right? It's used to deliver a narrative. When they say, yo, man, if we want you to think, we'll give you a thought. That's exactly what's going on. And they do it through the music, through the films, through the news reports. I mean, I don't watch TV for that reason. I don't. There's a lot of indoctrination going on. You know what I mean? Joy Reid. And Nas is supposed to be the producer, right? First of all, Nas is from Queensbridge. Queensbridge is like a whole different world from Southeast Queens, where that story is from. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he don't know nothing about that shit. But of course he don't. He's not even really producing it. Otherwise, Joy Ann Reid wouldn't be getting interviewed. He's just a name, just like Jay-Z. They use these names to put a stamp on it, so we accept it and think it's about us. Every single black documentary about black trauma, look at the credits. Look who's producing it. It ain't us. We got black filmmakers. You got your man right here. You got me. We not gonna get that shot, bro. We not gonna get that shot. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a reason for that, man. There's a reason for that. Because our stories have no value if it's about us. Joy Reid is gonna be talking about Trump and fucking reform or defund the police and all the stupid shit she talk about on TV every day.
Get all the issues they want to get out.
All the issues they want, and they're going to use the Supreme Team in that context.
Right. And let me ask you this. Because when you be in the barbershops on the corner pool and all that, you always have a lot of Jay-Z conversations, guys of that caliber. Let's just take Jay-Z out of the scenario and just say Curtis Scoon got all the reach in the phone book and the black book that Jay-Z got and all his way. What would you do different from that position to help grow the black entertainment, the black movement?
This is just my opinion.
Just your opinion.
And I'm going to speak about Jay-Z. Fuck the hypothetical.
Right.
Because the first time anybody heard Jay-Z music outside of New York, I brought it to him.
Okay.
My sister worked for Kathy Hughes right here in D.C. with Radio 1. Irvin them connected me with Jay because I got Mike Geronimo music on the radio. And I brought Jay-Z music to my sister. She gave it to the DJs at 92Q and whatever one they had here in D.C.
93?
Yeah, Kiss, I think, and one in Philly that had just started or whatever. Jay wanted to push Dead Presidents on the A side. The DJs did not like it. They thought he was a wannabe Nas. They liked the B side, which was Ain't No Nigga with Foxy Brown. And that shit took off. But nobody was really checking for him because he didn't have an identity at the time. So to your question now, Jay, the way I feel about Jay is this. If Jay would do the things that I would do, he wouldn't be in the position that he's in. They don't allow people like me to get in that kind of position.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're saying the question can't be posed because you will never be allowed to make that type of run?
No, they're not going to. They open the door for Jay, man. They open the door all kinds of ways for him. If you ask me, Jay's career was over with the Black Album, but his marriage to Beyonce extended his career. I think all of that was strategy. You got to look at it. Even the same with Kanye and Kim. When they marry these women, man, these women, because the women, they seem to have a longer lifespan in the public eye than the men do. You dig what I'm saying? So once you marry these women, it kind of give you a boost. That's why they're always looking for the power couple. You know, like they going to partner somebody up. If a chick is hot, they got to find a husband for her. You know, whether it be Cardi B, Nicki, what's her name? Nicki
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj, all, you know, it doesn't matter. Once they get popping, now they gotta get 2 for 1. You understand what I'm saying?
So you believe they being influenced to come together more so than making that?
Oh, it's all business, bro. It's all fucking business.
Image-wise and money-wise.
Image-wise, money-wise, they're just more marketable.
Okay.
To put that couple out there like that. Look at Jay name was on the Khalif Browder documentary, right? So Khalif Browder was the dude that was on Rikers Island. and he went home and committed suicide. I don't know, whatever. He had a rough time, and they was using that documentary to do what? To use Khalif Browder's life to try to get rid of Rikers Island. Now, a lot of people are saying, yeah, this is some good things, right? But it's not, though. Rikers Island is isolated, but it's also prime real estate in New York where there is no more prime real estate. When they get rid of Rikers Island, there's going to be nothing but the super rich living there with their boats docked and helicopters coming on the helipads because it's isolated from everybody. And what's going to happen to those 12,000 prisoners, inmates, whatever? They're going to be right in the neighborhoods. And if you're a homeowner, you don't want that dispersion in your community because it's going to drive down your property value. So you got a lot of people who ain't got shit or who don't live there or who won't be affected campaigning for something that's going to affect the taxpayer. And unless you're a critical thinker, you won't see. You won't see your pocket getting picked. But that's exactly what's happening.
So you said that's a major real estate deal disguised into a documentary.
Come on, man. They don't give a fuck about us. Even about the Central Park 5. They was using the Central Park 5 situation to begin the promotion of Trump as a racist. They still talk. You got Joe Biden, who's the president right now. He actually was a speaker at a Klansman funeral. You know what I mean? All kinds of shit. There's so much crazy stuff with Joe Biden on the internet. It means nothing. All they'll talk about is Trump wanted the Central Park 5 locked up. Yeah, he did. And was he wrong? Absolutely, he was wrong. But think of it like this. That man owned property in the city. He owned property near Central Park. It wasn't about race with him. It was about money. That's all it ever is with him. The reputation New York had at the time with crime was affecting his bottom line. But the way we're trained is that everything is racial, even when it's one white boy killing two white men and maiming another one. That's racial too, because that's the dog whistle for us. Everything has to be framed in that context.
Okay. Let me change gears with fast, man.
Go ahead.
I seen when you had a lawsuit about the Power Joint 50 Cent. What was your beef with that?
Well, when I was in L.A., having dreams of being a filmmaker and all that kind of shit, I developed a series with a Jewish dude named Aaron Schuster and a writer named Byron Horde. Didn't work out. We had meetings at Showtime, HBO, all that shit. Nothing came of it. Byron used the script as a writing sample with a dude named James DuBose, right? DuBose turned around and had meetings with Mano and 50 because similar type of story like Power, but it's set in the 80s, right? 50 had the meeting with DuBose and Mano about my script. There were certain things that I saw in Power in the first episode. I was like, this motherfucker stole my shit, right? I'm not even going to get into what it is specifically because they'll know how to, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I filed a lawsuit. Did I think that I had a chance to win? Same chance I got to win in the lottery. So why did I do it? I did it because, man, somebody had to stand up. These people, they rob people all the time. And the case was dismissed, so technically he didn't rob me. Let me say that for the record. But my attitude at the time was, you know what? Fuck STARZ, fuck CBS, and fuck 50 Cent.
You had all of them on you was going to
I
all
sued
of
them all, man. There's 10 different people. I don't give a fuck about being blacklisted and blackballed. You know me. You know that I'm going to go against the grain, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is just what it is, man. So I sued all of them, and I did it more or less to send a message. Not for that time, but for the next time. Make a motherfucker think twice about fucking with me. Because what they got over us is that we just want in so bad, bruh, that we put up with all kinds of shit and compromise our principles and values. And you know what? Would I like to have millions of dollars? Sure, who wouldn't? But at the end of the day, man, if all I could get is X amount, man, I have to be content with that and not worry about what the next man got. Because what is for him is not for me, and what is for me is not for him. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it seemed like, I mean, not to be funny, it seemed like with your knowledge and your experience, your life story, 50 Cent relationships and stuff he building, it seems like y'all be a good partnership though. I mean,
No, man.
I mean,
I don't think so.
You don't think that? You can't see that?
Listen, I spoke to 50 on the phone one time, and I ran into him in L.A. at the London Hotel on the rooftop. He was shocked as shit because it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and the chick I was with wanted to see the rooftop pool. It was December, so we went up there and he was going to the gym, and she was like, "There goes your boy," and I was like, "Yo, what's up?" Yo, when that motherfucker saw me, it was like he saw a ghost. I mean, not like he was scared, but I was the last nigga he expected to see in Hollywood at 8:30 in the morning on a rooftop. It was almost like I was up there waiting for him. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It spooked him a little bit. You know what I mean? But I just, and I talked to him about the project because he wanted to do, I was pitching the Fat Cat movie to him. This was before the lawsuit and all that shit. You know what I mean? But I had talked to him on the phone previously, and I made a mistake. I made a suggestion to him about who should play Fat Cat. And honestly, for people watching, man, if you relying on somebody else, I gotta say 50 was right with this in this scenario, not the one with the lawsuit. But in this scenario, he was correct. Because I was bringing a project to him and I had no fucking money, no fucking experience. And here I am making suggestions about who's gonna play who, like I know what the fuck I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? See, when I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I was out of pocket with that. I was. So he did what people in his position do. I ain't hear from him no more. You understand? Until I saw him on the rooftop that day. You dig what I'm saying? But it wasn't my place to do that, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, I take ownership for that. But you live and you learn, man. No matter what, you're going to pay for your education, whether it be with your cash or your blood or whatever, but you're going to pay for it. You dig?
Speak to us about that, what you got on your shirt, Scoon TV.
Scoon TV. All right. So... And thank you for the shirts, Bone.
Right, yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, this your work right here. You know what I mean? So, look. But Scoon TV it's a media platform, and although I do documentaries and stuff like that, I did one and I'm working on another one. But when Trump got kicked off of Twitter on January 8th, I realized then that if they could kick him off of Twitter, and he the president, they could censor anybody, and they pretty much have been. You got to be careful about what you say. Nobody wants to say vaccine anymore. They say the jab and all that because certain words might get your videos pulled. You understand what I'm saying? Or you might lose your account because there is no more free speech in America.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone,